having had the opportunity to watch the film and take stock in your performance Saturday, have any of your initial impressions changed, or?
No, I think you can't really change any of what happened, but I can for sure change the future and how I'm gonna get better and be better for the guys, but also as a unit, just making sure we're good as a unit together, and taking advantage when we're both dialed and got an open receiver, or likewise just moving the chains better, and correcting those pre-snap deals. But I think if you look at it, and when we look back, there's a lot of fixable things that we could have done to help us put us in a better position.
When you talk about those fixable things,
Yep.
for you personally,
Yep.
what are some of the specific things that you saw
Yeah.
that you can adjust that will help you Saturday and moving forward?
Just continues, with my eyes, my feet, the mesh, just being, really good, with that, and then just working certain routes and continuing to do that, and making sure we're as prepared as possible. When we're the most prepared and dialed as a unit together, that's when things click and things are going well. So we just got to continue to do that and make sure that that's a point of emphasis.
Is there anything specific y'all can do or change to get started quicker?
I think it's all mentality, it's all approach. I think a big thing is just moving the chains. That first series, make sure the drive continues to last. I think when you move the chains, you create rhythm, you create momentum to continue on and let big plays continue to happen.
Saturday, a perfect example of getting behind the chains and how hard it is to get out of it.
Yep, and naturally it is. It's not impossible, right? But it's definitely more difficult than when you're in, a 3rd and 7 plus, or a 3rd and 3 and 3rd and 2. Your odds are a little better, but it's not impossible. Just continue to make more efficient, outcomes for us and more better possibilities or probabilities. I think that'll help us and continue to stay ahead of the chains.
It has to be frustrating, though, to put up 550 and it feels like you left a lot out there.
For sure. No, I think that's a beautiful thing as well. If you look at it from a positive side, there's a lot we left, but, it's a slim margin for error to, be good to great. So we're extremely critical, and like I said, we're all focused on being, great, not necessarily good, and that's why, we have that mindset when watching film.
What's it been like around here the last couple of days? Just getting back into things, getting back into the week, getting back into a routine.
Good. I think, nobody likes losing, but at the same time, we got to make a change, and you can't change the past. We talk about windshield mentality, good or bad. So, we got to continue to stick to that and focus on what's to come.
With the slow starts, man, what is it do you feel like that's held you guys back? It's been kind of the theme across 4 games.
Man, there's 11 moving pieces, and we all got to click. So, it's just here and there. One piece of the puzzle is not, clicking. We got to make sure we're all working together and making sure it is clicking, because when it does, we're, like I said, a block away from a big chunk play or, potentially a touchdown. So just making that a point of emphasis and making sure we do move the chains on that first to create rhythm and continue, moving at a fast pace and moving the chains.
What do you spent more time in Levy's offense than anybody
Yep.
among this unit, which makes you kind of the authority on this matter. There were plenty of folks that speculated that maybe the tempo had you guys moving too fast inside. What's your perspective?
No, I think, everyone's got a, thought of what's going on and stuff like that. But I wouldn't say that's a issue of going too fast.
What's your thoughts on TCU?
I think TCU's really good. They're really talented and, got explosive offense, but most importantly, a really good defense that, plays really hard. So, got to make sure, we come out ready to play and come with the right mentality, at TCU. So.
How much confidence does it give you as a quarterback to know that you got a running back in Eric Gray who's done all the excellent things he's done over the last couple of years?
A lot of confidence. Anytime the run game is, being dominant, it opens up a lot for us. And it just allows us to do a lot of things. So having him and then the O-line, just setting it up for him. I mean, when you give him open pathways or just good one-on-ones, you usually win them.
Going back to Eddie's question about the way the teams responded over the last 24, 48 hours, how is that response to a loss similar or different to what you've experienced before in your career?
I think naturally a loss isn't something you want to I guess happen or something you plan for, but it's adversity and things you gotta adjust and work to live on the right side of it and find a way to win. So just in my experience, I never loved losing, never got used to it, but got to move forward because you got a game the next week and you got to focus on that. So
is it more like the external reaction to it, maybe a little bit different? I don't know how it was at UCF, but I know here it's almost like every time y'all lose.
I think at any program that's winning a bunch and just got that rep of winning a bunch of games or championship caliber. It's not something anyone's used to, I guess you could say. So nobody likes losing. I know that for a fact.
Dillon, I know you got to eventually flush those away and move on to the next week.
Yep.
For you, Sunday into Monday, what does that process look like of taking what you need to take from that game, but ultimately erasing it from there?
You just gotta watch it, learn from it, be extremely critical, and make sure the points of emphasis is where you lacked and didn't play up to par. So just making that point of emphasis, being critical of it, and you got to move on. You got to there's a lot of season left and a lot of game left to play, and can't let yourself dwell on it or affect you. So just got to continue to move forward and focus on the future. Present.
Dillon, you've thrown so many good balls. I'm just curious about the one-or-two balls you're talking about you need to clean up.
Yeah.
Can you come back out here and you guys dial them up again and think of different ways to throw them or a different way that maybe you would have thrown it? Or how do you figure it out how to throw it next time?
I think you look at the film, you kind of see how it could have played out differently. You kind of see it from a different perspective. Kind of instead of being behind center, just seeing the different views and yeah, you practice it out here, but also just talk through it, communicate through it, what I saw versus what coach saw and the receivers. So just making sure we get on the same page and kind of just figure our way through it by not only on the field, but most importantly communicating through it and finding a way to be better.
Okay. Hey, following up on Parker's question about Eric Gray, how important is his ability in the passing game? And we saw that play a big role on Saturday. Been for this offense and will be for this offense moving forward. And what have you learned about him throughout the last couple of weeks that maybe you didn't know before?
I think everything I really thought about EG is what I began to see, and it's something I always expected of him just because of how talented he is. But what I think is so unique about our offense is just being able to trust everyone and spread the ball around and in different ways, regardless of who you are. So when you got a talented guy who can do it all, it makes it a lot of fun, and you can do a lot of creative things.
Dealing with the benefit of a couple of days to evaluate it, were you guys able to find a common thread through those pre-snap penalties and what was going on Saturday?
Yeah, just miscommunication on our part, things we got to just clean up and continue to work on. But making it more a point of emphasis and making sure we're clean on that so, in the future it doesn't happen again.
Joel said last night it feels like you've been maybe a little bit more outspoken as a leader. Do you find yourself in a different, stance this week going into your approach this week?
Not necessarily. If I were to change it, not be who I am. So just continue to be me. Obviously, I take a huge responsibility and, don't like losing, but just making sure, we're continuing to be dialed and extremely focused, just how we are every single week, not change that up. And like I said, just making a point of emphasis on the things we need to correct.